After months of planning and coordination, the Portland Jetport is set to start one of its biggest projects today. This kind of thing happens only once every 20 years. News Center Maine's Hani Yeshivi has the details.
The main runway here at the Portland Jetport is closed. No flights will depart or land from it for the next 8 weeks because of a major reconstruction project.
As pavement gets older, it starts to crack and pieces of pavement will break away, and it creates what's called FOD, foreign objects or debris on airports, which is obviously not a good thing to have out there with the aircraft.
Project manager Dwight Anderson says every 15 to 20 years, the runway needs fresh pavement.
So the closure is necessary because there's just so much work to be done. We're talking about 34,000 tons of pavement.
50 to 70 workers will be reconstructing the main runway and replacing almost 20 miles of wire for the runway lighting system.
Runway 1836 will remain open. This is the secondary runway that runs north-south.
So while crews repave the main runway for almost 2 months, the airport will remain functional through its secondary runway. The $13.7 million project is funded by the Federal Aviation Administration, Maine's Department of Transportation, and the Portland Jetport.
We have done some patching already on this runway, so it is time. The last runway rehabilitation was just 18 years ago, back in 2004.
Portland Jetport Director Paul Bradbury says flight patterns will change.
All of our flights will be taking off or departing to the north or the south, so that will expose neighborhoods that normally don't see the level of aircraft noise. We'll see it for the next 56 days. We're very concerned about this and want to make sure that our neighbors are aware of this change in pattern and the change in aviation noise.
Another change is that if there's low visibility or bad weather, there's a possibility of flight delays or cancellations because the shorter runway doesn't have the instrument landing capability that the main one has. At the Portland Jetport, I'm Hani Yeshivi, News Center Maine.
But if you are planning a trip out of Portland, there's no need to be concerned about this work because the airlines have been planning for this for months, and all flights will land or take off using the Jetport's smaller secondary runway.